Hello YouTube, Zero here from Team Game, bringing you a case opening of the champions of the Asia circuit. Throughout the video I will be putting on a different sound of a podcast that we've done, so you can just listen to that if you care to listen to that, and watch me just open piles and piles of cards. We have the box toppers of the XL Maelstrom, the Protect, Bazkirk, and the Force DP dude. I want to say Ultimate Dayusha, but I always get them confused. Also came with a promo of Dragon Madonna Joka. Okay, there. One in each of them, so it's just the one promo. When this unit attack boost, it's a Vanguard, you can Soul Blast one, return this unit to your hand. So, meh, but I guess adding 10k back to your hand for Soul Blast one, we don't really use Soul, is alright. Quite. As I said, I'm just going to go put another overlay on, so enjoy watching me open cards. Or just listening to the thing. Okay. Hello YouTube! It's Team Endgame here, bringing you our weird podcast discussion-y thing. This time we don't have an Aaron, so we replaced him with a Faz.
Hello!
We still have Mikey.
Yeah!
And I'm still me.
That's Iori, by the way.
They don't need names.
I don't need introductions.
I don't need introductions. They just assume that my nasally voice is me. So it's fine. We're going to go over a few topics just because a fair amount has happened with standard premium tournaments, Bushiroad tournaments, like schedule, release schedule. So we now have everything coming up until what, mid-January or February or something?
We're into March.
March, that's one. So we're just going to go over a few things. There's a lot less structure because I don't have my notes with me, so I'm just going to sort of go on the fly. So I want to start off with talking about premium and standard, and along the lines more of, because I was quite anti-premium to start with, I kind of still am, but less so after seeing the ARG results, where the decks I thought were really stupid, which I think a lot of people had, of Itchy Tom, Royals with their I ride Alfred 4 times in a turn because I'm awesome, and along those lines, didn't really make that huge an impact, either because people weren't playing them, because they maybe didn't have cards, or they just thought it's a stupid, or they just
They're usually unlucky and getting knocked out or paired together, that typically happens.
That's true. Because that's happened a few times where you see
There's obvious percentile difference and then, yeah, they just don't make it. The underdog snips in at the end.
But I think it's been beneficial now because more clans are getting the support, and effectively what it mainly comes down to is the triggers, because I think that's a big factor of, if you do not have the 10k triggers, as opposed to you do. So if I'm swinging you, I gain +5, you get defensive +10. I get 5k easier guard because I've got 10, you've only got 5. Or vice versa, you get only defensive 5, I get aggressive 10. So I think now more clans are getting the triggers. It's become a lot more balanced playing field. It's kind of like just G has just continued a bit.
What always happened is they put literally just imagine them all decks as they are. Let's say they're on relatively even ground. They just upped the stack a little bit by giving them a bit more triggers, a bit more defense. Nothing's really changed, except the main thing is when you do take a damage trigger, it shuts down a lot more than it used to.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Whereas
so if you hit 16s and things, it used to be 16, 16, 16. There's multiple attacks. They used to have one up to the 11, 11, 11, 11 niggles. And they can't hit anymore, so those rush decks have been shut down a bit more.
But that's what I mean, because if I'm going against you and you've got your 11k or 12, as it would be, so you've got your 11k because you don't have your support, or you just running the old stuff, and I swing, you get defensive trigger of +5k, so you're 16.
Oh, okay, your old trigger.
But I get a trigger, so I get +10k on my rear guard, which was hitting you anyway, and now before if it was 5k. It's like, okay, it's just a 5k guard. Now it's a 10k guard.
Well, you're comparing, like,
it's just saying
the things that haven't got the support yet.
I'm saying it's a good thing
now. At the beginning, there was only a few. You basically had Roars and Kagero and then
Oracle.
Nova
Yeah,
and
it's
Oracle.
obviously
into it.
imbalanced, yeah, until
Yeah,
they get
but
more
that's it.
support,
You now
but-
get a better range.
But once it gets to that point, yeah, it's just...
you're going to have that better range.
I think it would slow down the game a bit, but at the same time, it's not really going to slow it down because the game's fast anyway in Premium. It's over after the second stride. I have to bloody emphasise this, but no, it doesn't.
The little nuances of the triggers, though, did make a difference, and it's basically the fact that, so I know we're going to get onto it later, but Shadow Luard is still a ridiculous deck in
Yes.
Premium, and introducing the Shadow triggers into that is just going to basically keep it up there
Yes.
over anything else, but we won't spoil Shadows just yet.
And it's but my annoyance of Premium was always, what about the stupid combos you can do? And it's got more so emphasised by there being not only Itchy Tom, which was the first one, but now there's the Zoa OTK with bugs.
Yeah.
Which it's that whole non-fun of, you can't PG or this, or guard, you can't Sentinel, you can't normal unit. Hope you have enough G guards to hit 99,999.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't, well, you're dead. Because I found the setup. And it's just that thing, and then with the future support coming of, we know what the DI VR is, of No Life Death King, where he can get as many counterblasts, providing you have 3 assassins, and you can keep 3 assassins. As many counterblasts as you get Vanguard attacks. So potentially, I have 5 face-up counterblasts, I'm attacking you 5 times.
But that, therefore, you said it yourself, that implies the setup. And that's the problem with these decks. They require a very specific or a very difficult to get through setup. And if you're a good player, or if you play a certain clan by default, you can get round set set up incredibly easy by noticing what's coming up prior.
Yes.
Could you really stop a lot in Vanguard?
Yeah.
Unless you're retiring or locking, I don't think you can.
You're playing OTT in Premium and I see a Tom. Kill the fucker.
Yeah, but a lot of the time they go play and that's it. They play that
They
too. Why would
play
they play it prior to, unless they had another one, because access to another one? If they're finishing combo.
But this is it. It's a finishing combo, which means that you've got the opportunity prior. That's
No, you
why-
don't. You don't have the opportunity to get rid of something in their hand.
But
That's the problem.
But
That's what he's saying. You basically
Yes,
go,
you do.
you hold...
You just play a very specific
In
line.
you stun, 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 stun. Oh look, I've got it, drop, I win, is the idea.
But but knowing that it's coming, you can theoretically, and it's the typical
Rush and hope.
No, it's the typical ridiculousness of, I'm going to keep myself at like 1 damage. I mean, you can't guarantee you're going to do that, but theoretically against Itchy Tom, you can say, you try and keep as low damage.
That's we had a discussion before, and it's literally just, that's always the case in everything to counter it, is to guard early. Because people have forgotten that the old format, and up until quite a way in, was guard early, because it stopped, because in a slower format, that's what it's like. And that's how you deal with massive like power creeps as well, is by guarding early, because when it gets to that point of, I can't guard this, you look at your damage like, oh, I'm on 3 damage, and it's got a crit, well, it's crit for game, which you shouldn't be on that.
But sometimes you can't guard early because you need the resources.
But you have, that's the only way to counter it, you have to.
But also sometimes you can't go early just because you can't.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like that as an argument, but it's the argument people use.
And then it's also the emphasis of riding first as well. Or in the old format, striding first.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, it was always the problem that Premium was that there were so many wombo combos in there that were ridiculously broken, but they're not what's been topping out in the ARGs and the other Premium environments. It's actually been the more consistent decks again.
Yeah, so we saw a rise of Gizeh, which a lot of people thought was a bit surprising, but I love Gizeh, so I'm all for it.
The introduction of Oracle Gizeh was nice.
Yeah. And there was the Spike Bro deck, which is effectively the standard Spike Brothers. A little rejig, so they put some Stride Followers in and 2 or 3 stand triggers, and then just a G-Zone. And that was their deck. And you kind of look at it and go, that seems basic, but it's, for me, that emphasised the power creep of, well, old Spikes is pretty rubbish. They aren't releasing new Strides, so you use what you use, but old Spike stuff wasn't as good. Oh, look, they're releasing new Spike stuff. Now they're level playing field, or that's good enough for Premium.
That was always going to be the idea, though.
Yeah.
Is that the game had just developed to an extent where there wasn't an even playing field for old or lesser supported stuff. But now they have done that, so everything is generally on an even keel.
That was not a topic I wanted to discuss. Because on the back of that, showing...
Just add more to the video.
Yeah, because showing what that spikes topped, ARG had quite a nice, smooth... There was no, like, 12 of one clan or deck was in top 8 or top 16. But ARG is a best of 3. We are going back to Bushy Road, one-day events, best of 1. As far as I'm aware, because last time they said it was best of 3, top 8, but then they went back to best of 1, I still think it's best of 3, top 8, but to get to that point, after 7 rounds, you're playing best of 1. A lot of players, which I've seen top, seem to win game 2 and 3. They somehow just don't win a game 1, for whatever reason, but they win 2 and 3. Is it a fair assessment to see an ARG result, which has been a best of 3 tournament, and think, what am I going to play for? Our results, which are going to be best of 1.
Not really. The issue with that is that Vanguard is a best of 1 environment, whereas I've been to... I've gone to day 2 of events where they did Vice and Buddy Fight, which is best of 3. And to be perfectly honest, my knowledge of Buddy Fight and Vice is minimal. But I've actually done quite well in those tournaments at times, because the first game I will just sit there and draw it out. It's like, okay, then I have no idea what your deck does. I have no idea what the combinations are. I have no idea. I just know it exists. Let them play. Let them do all their combos. And it's like, okay, then so that's what you're doing with that. That's what you're doing with that. Okay, then so that's your win condition. Your win condition is this. Game 2, stop the win condition. Start the win condition, or basically avoid getting that win condition, or have the backup for it. Game 3, still haven't made any changes. You've gone into your sideboard. I've seen you've had this and this into there. That's fine. It's not going to stop your win condition is still the same. Proceed forwards from there. And that's 2 things that they've got: sideboard access if you're Buddy Fight, and best of 3 environment for Vice. And that's why you win games 2 and 3. And it's the same with that with Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. You used to always lose game 1, but game 2 and 3 knew what was going on. It's like, okay, that's cute. Stop that from happening.
Change their deck completely. It's just a mind game thing. But the only thing I can say about best of 1 Vanguard is the whole, like, what the main thing that you base your deck around tends to be, well, one of the main elements is triggers. So when I'm thinking best of 1, I'm thinking, you imagine I run nothing but stands. But when I swing my Vanguard and you're on 4 damage, are you going to guard it? You haven't seen what I've got on my deck.
I have no idea whether I guard it or not. Inherently, yes, because
you don't know if I've got a crit.
Yeah.
But for game 2 and 3, you know they're all stands, so you don't care anymore.
But this is what happened at the event where Platinum Azel and Dote were at. With you faced it first. You faced a Dote mirror match, and you said or was it you who faced it? But one of you faced it and said, "Oh, he only runs stands in here." Because you asked the deck, you're like, "Well, that's weird," because you beat them, but you went through the deck, looked, and you're like, oh, "Okay, he's only running stands."
Yeah.
Aaron faced him later, and Aaron knew his opponent doesn't run crits, so at 4 he went no guard. Because he could conserve hand, knew it wasn't going to do anything, he knew he wasn't going to get crit. Yes, that's beneficial if you've got best of 3. We don't have best of 1, so you're right, we have to bank on, I assume they run at least 1 or 2 crits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you surmise what would be the average deck.
Yeah, and you hope.
So that's my main issue with best of 3. So you can't be creative with triggers because they know your ratio by the end of it.
Yeah, which is why also the wombo combo decks don't tend to top those out, because it's just like, alright,
well, that's just consistency issues. That's not.
It's consistency issues, and it's the fact of if someone plays, for example, back in the day, it's like Startup Genesis. It's like, alright, then there's one of 2 things this is going to be. Then it's like, okay, then it's Wiseman. Interesting. I now know how to combat that.
You can't combat that.
Yes, you do. You just conserve the hell out of hand.
Yeah, but again, it's guarding early. It goes back to the original.
Yeah, but you wouldn't guard early if you would.
No, right. Knowing what deck you're against,
completely changes your mindset.
Changes how you would play. If I know full well, my opponent will never be able to threaten me with like inherent crit on his Vanguard.
Yeah, but
I don't mind going to 3.
But at the same time, I would counter that with, if you're against that kind of clan, you generally can guess what you're against.
No.
Because of meta-wise, you'd generally be able to predict.
Yes, if you want to basically base on meta until someone suddenly drops something
Yeah,
that's unmeta against you.
Obviously, but
Because that's never worked
then that
playing
goes
an
back to
unmeta Vanguard. How did you do with Narukami back in the day, there, Yuri, with your non-meta Vanguard?
His non-meta Vanguard.
It was. It was
So-
a team build.
But that's it. If you play non-meta, it shocks the first time. Second and third time, it's like, okay then, I now know what your deck does.
You couldn't do anything about it.
We never played. We that time around we get best of 3. But it was the same with when I went break ride Glendy. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's playing Glendy," and then I went ride a break ride, and they're like, "Wait, what?" Because I don't really know what to do now because they didn't. No one really was playing in break ride Glendy. They play a standard Glendy, so they just know eventually this is going to happen.
Yeah.
They don't realise these little tweaks were coming. But in a best of 3, my opponent's probably been like, "Oh, I know how to do this."
That's just a deck building type discussion, isn't it? And text and things, but
Yeah, but
and creativity and things. But we're just talking about literally the best of 3 thing.
Can
and
you
how that
compare?
affects-
Can you compare a tournament that's based on best of 3 versus a tournament that's best of 1? Easiest way to put it: no, not really.
No, because we've talked about consistency decks of wombo combos because they wouldn't win a best of 3 tournament because they wouldn't go win win win. Win, 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 win. They just go win, win, win. Didn't work this time. Lose, win, win, win. Oh look, I rolled good today. You know.
Yeah.
You have to win more games theoretically.
Yeah. And the second one was knowledge of people's decks in a best of 3, so you can't even be surprising because they've already seen it.
So rather than us basically turn around and say premium may not be as broken, let's have a look at premium in the Bushy Road environment rather than the ARG,
yes.
which makes sense.
Going on that as well, because tournaments for they use the winter series or autumn series? Winter series, isn't it? Autumn series. Autumn series are out,
You get spring and autumn.
and we know America, Europe, Asia dates, but I think France, Paris, the second one. I don't think we know that date confirmed. But for Americas and for Asia, they have quite a lot of standard premium, like Vanguard standard premium.
Yeah,
Buddy
they want
Vice
standard.
are around
Yeah.
everywhere, but they've got standard premium. Seemingly, most tournaments will have both. For Europe, we only have 2 premium events, even though previously it was advertised that we were getting more. We only have 2, and that's the UK one, where they've split the 2 days, and the second or the first France one. Nowhere else. So premium decks are kind of, you hope in the UK and that's kind of it, then you're done.
Yeah, you can't bank in on a random France day. So that means Portugal, Germany, Greece, no second day, or is that just going to be Buddy Vice?
That's Buddy Vice.
There you go, old school, and kind of maintain.
I don't mind that because that's only because I play Vice. That's literally it. So I don't need to go somewhere else. But and also I prefer standard because obviously
That's what's
it's a slower game. And we had this discussion before
It's a slow game at the moment.
where we didn't know whether it's going to be literally completely shunned premium or it's going to be only divide us or something. And it's
Well, you've got a divide going on already because you've got one environment that's getting
I don't
fully.
think you do.
You've got one environment where they're allowing it everywhere, and another environment where they're allowing it in select
they don't seem
locations.
to care. Bushiroad don't seem to care about
But it's
balancing
but
premium. It's all about standard. Of
Why would
course it
Bushy
is.
Road Europe and Bushy Road USA / Bushy Road Asia on a competitive scene make that much of a change? Surely you'd want consistency across the board, which is what they've been trying long enough, of having everything consistent, both Asia and
but you
UK.
need to realise that some combos, like discussed in, and
But-
that literally restrict guard and nothing you can do about it, shouldn't exist in the game. So
But
they
that-
restricted that.
But
they
yeah, that
should-
doesn't matter. If you play in America or you play in the UK, you're still getting access to those 2 days.
Yeah,
if you play in Europe,
You all have the same meta. You all have the same ban list. It's not like I go to
Yeah, but they haven't
America.
done it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, they.
It's just a side note, not specifically about
yeah,
where.
yeah. It's more about the fact that if I wanted to play more premium games,
For,
That's why
I have that
that's why
option if
people
I'm in
do it.
America by
a-
travelling to local
No,
environments.
every American one has standard and premium.
Yeah. Whereas if you're in Europe, you have to travel to the UK or you have to travel to
Yeah.
France, which may not be the most local of your events if you want to play the premium format. That's the issue that I've got, is that they're forcing travel.
And also, they advertised when they initially revealed where places were that it was going to be Greece, Germany, and UK had premium standard. So they've gone from that initial reveal to say actually no, but it's only Europe, which is so unless there was a huge outcry across Europe going we don't like premium.
But that's what I don't get. So in Europe, the German market is one of the largest trading card communities. It always has been. There's always been very, very strong players from that environment.
It depends on the communication they got from shops and things, because they got to host a certain amount of premium and standard. It might have inquired, and everyone just plays standard all the time. So,
but when the game first came out, I wouldn't playing. People were sort of waiting to play anything till their decks came.
Yeah. So do you reckon people were playing standard waiting for their premium decks to come?
Yeah, or they didn't go to a tournament to play premium because they were like, well, I don't have the triggers, so I'm not going to play premium because I'm going to be outclassed by these decks.
Right, so you were playing standard, yeah, or just not playing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or played G format, which was still technically supposed to be a thing because that's what people have kept been playing.
But G format's not getting any kind of
fun
game.
And
over
it's
it.
being cut off, isn't it? It's being cut off.
G format. You saw a G format, and then you get premium and standard.
Yeah, you're now in premium environment, but
Yeah.
they are still releasing cards that are premium only cards.
As we're aware.
Well, only because they're literally for striding. There's no striding in standard.
That's it. It's going to be strides and G guards.
standard, make it critical.
From what I've been told, it's in the Fighters Collection
Yeah.
stuff when it comes out.
Yeah, apparently. But that's not you.
Judgment.
Let's carry on like nothing happened, it'd be fine.
Nothing did happen.
So
where were they?
Subtle, Mike, subtle.
So with that, they've moved 2 set releases, which previously would have meant... So, due to circumstances outside of British control,
It's not their fault.
they've had to move some set releases of AL4 to 2 weeks later or something like that. Which means it's not going to be out on the Friday before Germany. Which is great for me, because I'm going to Germany. But it's not great if I wanted to go to Germany with Murakumo, Pale Moon, Shadows, or Dark Director.
I personally think that's fantastic. Because...
Oh, really?
Well, if you have a look at the sort of like whenever in the UK has had tournaments, and this is very one-sided, because the one time that I actually did go to a German tournament where that didn't happen, it was actually It was actually amazing. It was a fun tournament. But the amount of times that certain tournaments, and it seems to be in certain regions or certain countries, would have their national event the week of a release was ridiculously annoying, because there was a lot of pressure of whether or not your product turned up on the day that it was released or the morning beforehand. If you had to travel, that was an implication as well. You'd have to try and pick up your product en route.
Or wait for it to be delivered and hope it be delivered.
Yeah, you've also got to roll the dice on if you need a certain card or two. If you needed 2 G rares and you didn't get them, you had to pay game day prices.
Well, it also depended if you bought a case or not. If you bought a case, you knew what you were kind of getting. If you were buying like what we used to do of 10 boxes, then why are you celebrating you weren't first?
Yeah, that was up there.
Yeah, but no one cares about second place is the first loser.
No one remembers second place.
God damn it.
But yeah, if you were, because back when we used to do it, we would only get like 10 boxes or something, so we weren't guaranteed 4 of every card, which really did mean, I was like, I want to go with this deck. I can't.
Game day prices.
Yeah. Or when we had GB8 stuff, because that was, the Fight in GB8 was released the day before Cardiff.
Yeah.
And it was literally, we got there and I was like, right, we've got spares. Who wants a GB8? Sell. And I think we didn't get one from Mike or something. Yeah, make sure it keeps recording. So they've had movements, which does mean that...
You get 2 tournaments fitted into the same quote-unquote format.
Yes.
For the first time in a long time.
And I think if you go to the Netherlands as well, I think you have 3 in the same format, which will be nice to see a European sort of scene where they have the same meta.
Yeah, there's consistency. It won't be this one on the day kind of thing,
Yeah.
and now something changes. But it's also irrelevant because within a couple of days / weeks, it changes anyway.
And it basically means for Portugal, I got no idea, because I'm going to have AL4 out, I'm going to have the Psychordia set out, so God knows what's going to happen in Portugal, but I've got a week to sort of hope there's a tournament beforehand, and go, what's really good?
What's playing? Everything.
Which is, but again, outside of their control. Does anyone have any other thoughts on the Bushy Road Championship Series?
I was waiting for you to finish that sentence with the Bushy Road.
The Bushy Road, yes. The Bushy Road RA
Championships, okay, no. I think I'm fine.
No, it's basically, it's going to be interesting. 2-day tournament, completely separate. You've got a very good spread. There's a couple of countries that are actually having tournaments this time around that haven't before.
I think
this is Portugal's first time, it's the Netherlands' second time.
I think at the end of the day, it just depends whether they're looking to phase out premium, or they're literally running it as a thing for definite, because they're still unsure if they're definitely going to stick by it like continuously, or they're just going to at some point go. Standard's now the thing. You've had premium long enough. You've utilised all the cards you bought. It's been a couple of years, so we'll just do standard now.
I've said it again, but I'll reiterate it just to be on the safe side. The fact that it's not in Germany is an underlying concern for me, due to the fact that Germany are one of the larger TCG markets in Europe. If you think about it, Germany is possibly the largest, I would say, for player base, for competitiveness within the markets. And this is going across everything from Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh! To Magic and everything like that. The fact that it's missing from Germany does put in a couple of flags for a premium player. Because it's not there, which means you're not going to get a lot of interest. And plus Germany is close for Luxembourg, which is big, Belgium, well, that's equally to France, but also more to sort of like the Eastern Europe side as well. So there's a few alarming flags there.
And also what I mentioned before about not restricting cards or looking, because they've never really been a ban, this type kind of thing, but they're not addressing things they would normally address in regards to loops or easy win conditions.
They're trying to close down.
They've addressed the loop with the jumping gel and
loops they'll get out straight away.
Yeah.
But anything that's like that's kind of silly, they don't,
because it's circumstantial.
That's to top a lot for them to care, I guess.
Well,
no, I wouldn't even say that. It's just.
So people made the joke that they were watching ARG, realised that Itchy Tom didn't top, so that's why they didn't do anything with Itchy Tom. That was the ongoing joke everyone was making, because that ARG was on YouTube. It was publicised by almost every Vanguard tuber person, whatever they call it.
Vanguard tuber
that I've seen.
YouTuber that specialises in Vanguard.
Yeah. That I've seen, they covered it in some way, and it was because it was, oh my god, standard for the Western. It is Western market.
We are Western market, yeah.
Western market, and it's not Itchy Tom. So everyone's like, okay, let's actually pay attention to this. Oh, it's Spike Bros. Oh my god, let's pay attention to this. But
premium, not standard.
Sorry, premium.
That's you.
You've been outside, you have a Nazi cold coming
out.
out.
I ripped off my blanket. I'm suffering for vaping.
But yeah, it's like, so everyone paid attention to it, and I just wonder how that sort of played. If that, it probably had no mention, but everyone was joking that it might have, which, who knows? Who knows, Bushy? Let's be fair here. They are, you can't predict them.
I don't think Bushy know Bushy.
Let's bring out a new game! Let's get rid of the new game.
Let's bring out another new game!
And it's gone.
Who wants a free draw deck to participate in the new game?
Could get top 4.
You're auto
Guaranteed.
top 4.
Guaranteed
top 4.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Dragon died.
Dragon healed, motherfucker.
So if anyone there's no other questions, I'll move on to the release schedule we have.
The one that goes all the way into 2019.
2019 March for Japan.
Yes.
Who knows when we're getting this? Usually about 2 months afterwards. Is roughly when we get things now.
Yeah, I think it would
was
line
sort
up
of almost
consistency
a
with
month,
what's happened.
but then it kind of is now back to 2 months. So,
Yeah, you
but
can take.
we have by March, and the last clan to get their support are Bermuda Triangle. They get, I believe, an extra booster to themselves and a trial deck.
Yes, which is good because it goes against what the initial early rumours were.
Yeah.
Which is that Bermuda would have got chucked in with a
Someone
couple
else.
of other clans, which would have made things difficult. But me and Aaron can split a case again. Watch the video here, kids.
And the mirror matches, which you all love.
Yes, everyone loves a mirror match. Don't you say you don't.
But we know we have to.
You know, we joked about that on the post.
Yeah.
But you just, no one knows his comments. It's so annoying. There's good video descriptions going up here, and I'm giggling at them myself, and it's like nobody comments. I can't laugh at basically our own joke.
You can.
You can. It just looks bad.
But so we have that all coming out and all coming up. And apparently following the manga, so they're moving on to the Psychoria Zombie arc, which is supposed to be season 2 in November, they've said. But with that, my biggest concern for the whole thing is by the time Link Joker get their support, by the time Bermuda get their support, some people out there will have 2, maybe 3 rounds of support. And I kind of wonder if that's fair, what the second set of support is going to be, if it's just going to go, we're going sub-clans, because it's rumoured that OTT's second set of support is Magus. Who knows about Royals and their sets? Who knows about
It'll only be
Shadows?
third if you include structure decks. I guess you're referring to.
Oh, well, because Oracles have a structure deck as well.
Yeah.
Shadows, Dark Irregular, Pale will all get a second round of support before you get there first.
From someone that's experienced this more than anyone else in this goddamn room of only getting support rarely, it shouldn't be too much of an issue because the support received has consistently, from my point of view, playing the Bermuda player, get it once a year. But that once a year has always put it to the point where for the remainder of the 11-12 months, with the occasional promo card or the general releases and updates that you get from Fights collections and things like that, the decks are consistent and strong enough to be top class meta, then maintain somewhere around the top class, and then start to drop off and struggle. But that's then within the next 2 months you get a full refresh and the cycle starts all over again. So it's not too bad. The fact that you are getting those 2 or 3 different rounds means that it's going to pick those clans back up that have dropped off by the wayside because it's shared support.
Yeah. But what about if you are a Nova, Bug, Spike, Dino player? Do you think they need to worry? Because they got near the first set support, and it doesn't look like they're getting anything for a long while. Do you think this can stand up to whatever Novellas, whatever Grade 4's Gear Chronicles get?
It's going to be dependent on what's released in
But Grand
between.
Blue's scheduled for another one.
Nope.
Surely not.
No.
So Grand Blue's there as well.
Yeah, so's DP,
Yeah.
so's Aqua's. A lot of clans, it's basically...
Put it this way, are those clans at this current moment in time good?
Yeah.
Nova's no.
Premium, I'm good.
Yeah, but that's a premium. By that, who knows what happens by this point. Nova's no. Kagero,
Grand Blue,
Yes.
yes, they're always thereabouts. Grand Blue, one of the top tier decks at the moment.
Yes.
DP, thereabouts. Aquaforce, no. Despite what people say. Dinos, no. Again, despite what people say.
Kagero.
Bugs, no. Despite they've topped before there was other support out, but then they haven't seen hide nor hair since.
Yeah.
So you're sort of looking at a not really at the moment.
Just looks like a bowl of crisps, but it's flowers. That's what I was like, why do you permanently have a bowl of crisps in your room? Never
Why
mind.
can't I eat
There's
them?
a room, it's sitting in a conservatory. Just.
Yeah, it's a room, isn't it?
It's not my specific room. You make it sound like I have this weird interest in.
Sorry for trying to make you sound sophisticated. And
No, make it sound like I have some kind of weird interest in decorations for my room.
Back onto the question, do I think it's fair? No and yes.
Isn't it yes and no?
No. No, I don't think it's fair because, once again, it's the more quote-unquote popular / characterised clans are getting the support. But yes, it makes perfect sense because that's the way it's always been, and that's why I did it that way around. Because the no is very shut down,
That's
the
true.
yes opens up. Because it's always been like that. There has always been, here you go, Angel Feather. You get one bit of support, but included in that are 2 other clans that have had support the turn before. Fair play, it was like 3 cards, but those 3 cards increased the set. Yeah, they were good 3 cards, and that has been the way consistently. That Kagero, the Paladins, the characters that are on screen, the characters that have
The
gained
main
popularity,
characters as well.
always get that constant bit of support because they're
Can
like
we? What was that?
What, can we? The one.
All I'm saying is, like, your first set of support, every box, Novas came out and they got a new subclan, they got a new deck. There was no support for the old stuff, but they got new.
It's like filling a just starting to create something and then knocking it down and starting again every time. It's like you
So
know
this is going to be perfect. All I need to do is just add this one little thing onto. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, I want to build that up. No, oh, something else.
But that's why, and it's because it leads in with the manga, it leads in with the anime that comes off the back of it. It is a case of, look, something new and better has come out than the clan that the main character is using.
We know it was always different. It wasn't better.
No.
But anyway.
But that was it.
And
the whole idea is that it's plot armor.
Yeah, and it has to be, like, she needs to win, he needs a new card. And we can only for so long have Kai not use Waterfall in the anime before it turns out, does he even know what that card is? Because why is he not running it? He just rides Overlord and that's it.
I put 4 in here, it's just not
I've had games like that first. He's more lucky than me, apparently.
But you sort of just have to go at what point, and then he might get no vote before he gets Waterfall, let's be fair here. The way that the anime is going.
He'll have one game with it and go, meh.
He'll probably beat Dark Regular with it. Because they'll be like, I got all my Protect.
Yeah.
Swing, nuts.
Good thing I side decked this for this particular match.
I'm actually just going through the manga series now in my head. I do believe Waterfall only had a couple of appearances throughout the entire manga.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm just going through it. I think it was one of those 1 or 2 cards, which is why it was more of a promo than an included card in the original rush through.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the main focus. The main focus was always Overlord.
Okay.
But that's why. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like, here's Waterfall Dragon and Nanuva.
And it's gone.
Sparkle, sparkle.
But I guess I'm just worried that once again I'll be saying, well, Spikes were great and now they're just meh.
So moving on.
Alright.
Yeah,
I mean, this is mainly going to impact you, Mike, with all the decks because you aren't picking up any of the you aren't picking up all of your old stuff. So your main impact will be: are you going to be happy with your support now? Because that's what you're going to get till God knows how long down.
It depends how good it is, really, isn't it? Okay, we don't know until I try. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, so we'll see. It's just wait and see, Yuri. I can't predict whether
He's so good at discussions. I'll wait and see.
No, it depends how creative I can be with what I've got and how well I can compete against other decks.
The new
Okay,
royal
then.
support.
Put it this way.
How
If
consistent my decks are.
Alright then, so Circumstance A. Your deck...
Well, Nova's definitely not. Let's just not go
so
there.
that's it. So Circumstance A, you're unable to keep up with the new stuff that's come up, aka what would be considered the power creep. How do you feel towards the game in general?
Well, it'd be not great, but that's why we're a team, and I'll go, hey, Yuri, can I borrow that, as fancy as deck you got there?
Okay, then.
That wins games.
If you're not in a team and you are a casual or more individual
I can't
player,
put myself in other people's shoes. No, it's fine. Obviously,
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
obviously it'll be shy. So
yeah, it'll be shy and it'll be upsetting. Whereas if on the other hand of the spectrum it is that you can maintain consistency, you'd be a bit more happier, I'd assume.
yeah, that's just the game, though, isn't it? Some decks top, some decks can't.
That's the competitive game. Don't forget, some people play this for fun.
And then go
What's
to
the word? Fun?
yeah, what is fun when it comes to Vanguard?
If you go to a tournament for fun, you probably aren't winning that tournament.
Seek from experience.
I only go for fun, and I enjoy myself every single time, even when I am in Europe. Actually, yeah, I got a T-shirt once.
Yeah, that's because you bloody team talked.
Oh yeah, I won teams, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, they did well in teams. They got to the next round and they sucked.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
really early on. There,
Yeah.
Really
I
annoying.
remember that. Tempted to swing by.
We
Go.
also got the reveal
Too
with
much effort.
all the sets that we got the reveal of that all the clans now are in their Axel, Force and Protect style. Only one more Protect is coming out, and that's Nubatama. 2 more Axel, Great Nature Narukami. Force is Genesis, Gears, Lynx, Bermuda. All makes sense when you go by what their clans are and what their support's going to be. It makes somewhat sense. I still find Narukami a bit weird, but it depends what their cards are. Thoughts on any of that?
No, I'm happy that
No idea what Great Nature is sex.
I'm personally happy that Bermuda is Force because it makes perfect sense from the whole.
It's cool. Look, it's another 10k.
Oh look, it actually still can go over the things, which absolutely valid for. No real beef with that. Looking forward to seeing where it's going with. Sheer fact that you've got another couple of Excel clans in there is fine. Force seems to be the more predominant. Now that everything's been released, it seems the most predominant of all the markers.
I think it's also probably one of the easiest.
It's the most versatile. That's the point.
Because you can have Vanguard focused decks, so like DP, where you just bunk on and Kagero.
Or you can do it on
Spike and you throw it on a rig.
For example, I'm against Protect, but I have a deck that the Vanguard needs to hit. I'll just chuck them on the rear guard. They'll still perfect guard the Vanguard as long as they've got one there. Then I'll just bank on triggering crits so you can play around it. But Protect will always just, regardless of what happens, you're adding a perfect guard to your hand.
Yeah,
and Excel, you're just adding more rear guard somehow with your massive draw power.
you're basically saying my grade 1s can hit.
Yeah.
That's what I
just need the extra attacks, which is absolutely fine.
So your strategy can't change. Force is easily the most silly because you can adapt.
Yeah, the versatility behind it.
Some stupid numbers. 74, 71 with a 2.
What was that what you did to me?
Yeah. 2 crit.
Yeah, that's nice.
But you can get that on with any Force, is the thing. The amount of times you can just get silly numbers and you swing and you go, I don't have a PG.
The only thing I like about Excel is you only need to find one grade 3 inside game. But yet with Protect and Force you need to keep riding.
Yeah, you need to keep riding to fully get it. Which then brings round about the secondary aspect of, do you think they will change up what the various clans get in any way, shape or form?
I've been very worried about this because I swear I saw somewhere you may only have one type of marker in your clan or deck or whatever.
Yeah, if that's the case, then...
Yeah, but if they wouldn't have phrased it like that, they would have said... There's no need to phrase it if they had no intention to put another marker in someone's clan.
It would be very interesting to suddenly have Kagero be like a Protect or something.
So the point being is, if you were to run a Protect deck, all your markers need to be Protect. You can't have multiple markers.
You can't have...
Yeah, you would be able to go Force Protect. Or Excel Protect.
No. But that...
It might help
it's the kind of thing, it's like, that'd be... From a... Like, I'm only playing one clan perspective of a person would be like, that's cool, because I get to play all these different types of decks. From a we play many decks perspective, that's really bad, because it loses all sense of what I liked about the Vanguard originally, and complained about it later, it's going back to again, of separates, everything does everything. Everything draws, stands, strides, does...
From a game perspective only.
It becomes boring, because every deck can do everything.
So from a game perspective only, I'm talking about, not from an individual's point of view of collecting the cards or playing.
Yeah, from the game, it'd be the second point. It'd be the game becomes far more stale because everything can do everything.
No, see, I think it would be, if they did it, I think it'd be more interesting because
you emphasise which one's most broken as well. Because everyone will run 4 decks or Sun, regardless of what clan it is.
Would you?
Well, no, because Protect technically beats Force unless you have a waterfall.
Then it'd be so what beats Force? Sorry.
Protect's supposed to beat Force.
So then Axel will never be used. It'll always be Protect Force.
No, because Axel beats Protect.
Yeah, but it will literally be a
going by what
I don't think if Force was seen as the most broken, like we discussed a minute ago,
available,
versatile, whatever you want to call it. If, for example, it was and everyone was using it because they had the option to it, then the meta would literally just be Force and Protect.
Well,
if Force v Force or game against Protects, Axel would just be pushed to the side because there's no point. Like Force would be the most, then it'd be Protect lower than that. But there's no point countering something that's not.
I would tend to disagree because it depends what Vanguard gets that and what skill comes with said Vanguard. Yeah. You may actually go, I finally got access to a Force marker, and then it's just like your Vanguard cannot attack. It's just like...
Yeah, but then what makes it more annoying is they'll have balance issues because this card, which isn't broken because they're not a Force clan, suddenly gets a Force card, and then this is really dumb because I can just put it under this, and then it's just stupid.
No,
can you see that anywhere already?
Probably.
Theoretically, bugs getting a Force marker would help them a lot because then they can say you can't guard this with PGs or my rear guard,
PGs, nothing, and then
it's got extra power which it can't get otherwise. That sort of combo of you can't. Basically, the ones of you can't use specific guarding cards.
Yeah.
Get silly when you go. I put a Force marker there because now it's harder to guard, and you can't.
So should we say waterfall syndrome?
Yes.
I think majorly Protect clans benefit from their abuse Force because they're the ones that, because they can't gain power, they'll have other means of threatening you.
I don't.
Excel wouldn't matter as much because you're literally getting 10k on a unit anyway. It just has to be an extra rear guard rather than on your Vanguard.
I personally don't see them ever doing that, and I don't see why they wouldn't do that.
I think it would ruin the game if they did.
But
because it's really unique. Going, I have a Protect clan.
But at the same time,
you can't use
it's Bushy Road. I don't see why they wouldn't. And also it would make deck building very interesting because now it's I go against Kagero, it's Force. I go against Bermuda, it's Force. I go against Dark Irregular.
Yeah, but then it
as opposed to I go against this. I have no idea which one it is.
But you've got
be this or that.
You've got enough variants with triggers. Don't add that to it as well.
You don't have enough variants with triggers. You have crits and draws at the moment, and only in Excel you have
in
fronts.
terms of ratios. So it's like you don't know what ratio they're using, you don't know what type of deck they're using within that clan, but at least you know it's Force. At least you know it's coming. But
I think it adds to the deck building of do I want to go this or this?
All for deck building, but not.
And it adds to the variety of a tournament where it's not just going to be it's Kagero. It's like 20. It's Kagero, so it's Force. I know what's coming.
But I think we just need a variety of deck options more so than
we'll see what
doing that. I think it'd be a very lazy way of progressing a clan by giving basically
reboots them, gives them a different marker.
Rebooting them with another marker is the way to be exactly. So it'd be okay. Let's go back to the start again, but you can play a Protect deck. And then okay, let's go back to that, and you start XL. So, God damn it!
And then you mix everything with everything and create.
You can't. You wouldn't be able to, but support wise around it, you would.
And also ultra rare. I know this is back on the previous point. But the ultra rare has been put back to December, which means effectively Europe doesn't even touch us. I don't remember when I'm supposed to be out beforehand, but it'll be if you go to Worlds, you might need to worry about it. So if you're good enough to get to Worlds, you might need to worry about Gold Paladins, Neos, and Angels. But it's just because that got delayed.
That was it. What else was there to really discuss? There's been quite a lot. Obviously, there's been the card releases.
Yes, there's which we know pretty much all of L4.
Yeah.
We know one of Gears, and Gears mechanic looks like they stride from your deck, which is
stride from your what?
Stride from your deck.
Stride.
You ride a grade 4. Yeah.
There's grade 4s already,
but only in your deck, and it goes at the end of the turn, and no one knows if it has a marker or not. It's a very strange idea, but I like it because it means deck building wise, could you just go 4-4-2 and have 2 grade 4s? Do you go 4
until we go in the damage zone?
Yeah, or in your hand because you have to stride them from deck, or do you go 4-4 and you go the old Novell way? And Novell was only good because it had all the cards were like, you have Novell, swap it for a grade 3. Search this, search that. You had the consistent engine.
I loved that so
to
much.
make Novell so good, and
at the very least, I don't want them doing what they did before. There's one thing saying you need a Maelstrom Vanguard, a Overlord Vanguard for this, but releasing a bunch of cards. Which I'm playing Overlord deck. Well, all the rest of the support's not as good as this specific Overlord stuff, so it's going to build itself. I don't want that to happen again.
But what I mean is, that's back in the day when Novell came out, and it was like, oh, it's a grade 4. Because the Great Nature one came out, and everyone's like, it's cool, but consistency-wise, it's rubbish. It's down the
I don't know why they put you grade 4. That's really
because
weird.
because it was a test. They wanted to see how they could.
So you think they're testing it now with you?
No,
it's going to be the Gear Chronicle.
Yeah, the Gear Chronicle thing of basically, I ride my grade 3, I stride from my deck, so like deck thing, quote unquote, get a grade 4 which probably have triple drive,
Yeah.
and then it goes.
Okay. So it's gonna be that mechanic, I guess.
But it's just that. But it means you have to build your deck in a way where you can't just say, "Well, I have a G zone."
Well, unless you have, you should. If you get a way to just put him back into your deck, sure.
I don't think you can. Well, who knows?
Then that'd be really difficult.
There needs to be a way for it to cycle back in somehow.
Because else you,
Or not.
Or else what if you just open with them? It's like, well, it's your game because I can't do anything.
Yeah. But
That'd be so bad.
But that was literally Novell if you didn't get the pieces to throw Novell back.
Yeah, there was
It's the risk reward you have, and I think it helps towards deck building wise and ratio wise, because at the moment, currently, a lot of decks are very much for this, 2 of this. I'm done. I build my deck because it builds itself.
For example, if the grade 4s had the skill of if this card starts in your hand or drop zone, if this card starts in your hand, return it to the bottom of your deck, draw a card.
It might have an effect.
Yeah, or put it back to your deck.
The grade 4, the grade 4 might have that effect.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
about.
about.
Turn on top of your deck and shuffle, and it's just a neg.
Yeah.
But at least it's there.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be interesting because it's a new level, and it may be, if it works out nicely and there's a way that it's not overpowered or it's not rubbish, then they can start, when they go off the manga, they can start introducing grade 4s and strides to other things.
No.
But it's from the deck. It's not, because the whole
because
biggest
then you're
issue was
basically
G-Zone.
So then, what does Grand Blue have? Sorry, not Grand Blue. Gearcron have.
Yes, okay, that's fair.
What would be their thing?
That's fair.
They,
So then maybe
it's
it's just their thing.
Yeah.
And maybe you get a random Novell, which is a grade 4. Because
Or it may be a grade 3 dependent
Yeah.
skill similar to Waterfall.
yeah, who knows? Who knows when Novell is? We can speculate to the end of days, but it's for sure.
But it's pointless.
Theoretically, you don't have to speculate.
They haven't had
If we don't know if that's...
You go
we don't speculate here. We just discuss.
I think it's pretty accurate of what cards do.
Has it been accurate so far on all the ones been revealed?
Semi.
So
It's been a good guideline.
Okay, because the manga has said it's a grade 4. I know that much.
Yes, the manga
it's a
has
grade 4.
specifically stated it's a grade 4.
So it would be interesting if it is. But we'll wait and see, and if it's really good, I might take it to Portugal.
Portugales! ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
And not understand a word anyone says and just go, I swing at you, do I win? I'm going to yell loud and hope you understand because I'm yelling louder now.
That's it. So, crit for game. Okay? Crit for game! Be like every other English tourist.
Yep.
They'll all repeat it slower and louder because that's clearly helping the language barrier.
But other than that, I'm quite happy with standard as it is by Waterfall.
I love Bermuda Standard.
Non-existent.
Yes. No, I like waiting.
It's for the best, Yuri.
Wow, judging by the previous support, it really is. That was stupid.
I still love the fact that those two decks are completely unsupported yet still having good enough.
Yep.
That's it. There's no other way to put it. Broken my freaking clan too late. Why couldn't you do on this 2 years ago, Bushy Road? I could have been famous. People would know my name.
Yeah, because no one knows Faz. Jesus. Ah, they go like, who are you again?
He's very subtle when he's at events.
No one knows him. He doesn't speak
I just
to
blend
anyone.
into the background.
Yeah.
He's just that. He's the whole like in anime. He's that faceless one at the back. It's like.
Kind of makes sense. I'm a main character from another anime that is just like, oh my god, it's him. He's not supposed to be there.
This is such a lovely game.
It's nice.
And I think that's kind of all my topics. Unless you guys got anything you want to discuss, talk about.
No,
No,
I discussed everything.
Covered it quite well. Basically, the only thing that we haven't mentioned is the most recent thing that was released, which was PV.
I don't want to talk. Yeah, but if we talk about that, we'll talk about all other
It's all
VRs.
about other cards. That'll be a completely different discussion.
So that'll be for another time.
Yeah. Let's not delve into that hole.
We stopped doing the whole let's talk about what cards are when we couldn't bother to do it for the box releases.
Just go through everything. And this is a true card. It's also a perfect card.
It has the Lord ability.
Yeah.
Have to mention it every time it has Lord. You technically did, because there could be some cards which didn't. There weren't, but there could have been.
No, there was some times that I've actually turned up to tournaments and had to go, all right then, so what are you doing now? It's like, what do you mean? Like, Lord.
Yeah.
That was fun. Oh, I remember that. Dark Regular Kagero.
But yeah, that's why, because we normally only talk about cards when they have a stupid combo like the Dark Irregular one, which you in premium can attack like as much counterblast as you
Yeah,
got.
we mentioned that one. Yeah.
So Phantom Blaster Dragon is standard, but because it doesn't do anything really on its own,
Yeah, it's
just stride and
it's not game
force
breaking,
marker.
so
It's a pretty
not,
standard card.
It's don't force it.
That's premium puns.
Oh, God damn it. I thought I excelled at that one.
To protect myself there.
I'll retire myself from this conversation.
You're just gushing like a waterfall.
That's a double one. We'll call it a draw.
I paid the cost.
Just take it in your stride again.
Yes. Thank you guys. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Thank you guys for listening. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.
You're supposed to say there's a Facebook and things, there's YouTube and things. We probably won't have any other content coming out for a while and things. And isn't it supposed to be if it's the morning or the afternoon or the evening?
No, it's none of that.
Whenever you're listening to us, we've been
Team Endgame discussions, previously known as.
No, it's been known as goodbye. You said you put them at the end, but these.
I will. I'll move them all the way back.
And earlier on.
Previously on the discussion.
... just before recording. Womp. I don't think we can stand any more of this.
Yeah,
Don't draw it out.
Don't draw it out. You'll damage me too much.
It'd be a double critical if you get it right there.
Oh, dear. Not going to go for it. Not going to roast it, mate.
You're going to take it in your stride?
This is grade school humour.
Am I checking the trigger here going?
Just going to ride it out for a while, isn't it?
Pure no cardio.
Right, we need to get a lock on this.
Could get stunned. We could take it by surprise.
Stunned! Oh, that's quite good. I just had the revelation.
You must be some sort of oracle to get it.
Quite a think tank up there, mate.
It's a blazing good one. That is.
Ride the chain of jokes going.
Now that one come out of the ground blue.
Don't try and revive it first.
Alright, let's bounce back, guys.
It's getting a bit hollow now.
You charged right into that one.
I like this now. We're all in harmony.
Oh no! I dare you blooping me through it!
You only did bounce, of course he's got a half an ear.
That's an SPSS special one, isn't it?
No, I'm sorry, they just come in waves.
Oh, they just come in tidal assaults, don't they? Alright, we can't go for names apparently. We have to
No,
go.
not really. I think Yuri and I are united on this one.
Yeah. It's like a little sanctuary over there, isn't it?
Oh, you and your darkness in the corner.
Greatness is in my nature. There's nothing dark or regular. There's nothing dark or regular over here.
That one was a success.
He's blooming good at these.
No!
Oh, I'm blooming.
I'm blooming.
That was sweet neonectar there.
That was a bit of a leap. A bit confused.
just trying to remember what the fucking Pale Moon one was called.
You gotta be magic.
Oh, that was it, Magic. Yeah, you can't do anything with that one.
No.
A bit disappointing.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Is this actually recording?
Yeah.
That's great.